So hi, I'm Dayo and I'm the founder of Africlick app.
Hi, I'm Ray and I'm the head of growth for Africlick app.
So how did the idea for Africlicks come about?
So I think Africlick, it's really been symptomatic of my experience growing up and living and working between two countries, so both London and Lagos, and really understanding the difference in the social dynamics of really seeing that once I lived like in Lagos, I had just a much more vibrant social life. There were so many more opportunities to meet people, whether that's for networking or for dating, whereas in London, maybe just it's sort of a different work-life routine, but have less work-life balance. So really, I mean, Africlick's mission is to connect global Africans through their culture, and that's what the app is built for.
And how does it work?
So obviously, you create a profile, and it's the traditional swipe, and it's we have both the dating and the networking mode. You can switch between and create a profile for whichever one you're there for.
And how do you create the trust, given that anybody could be on the app?
So really we use technology for that. I myself, I'm a computer science undergraduate. I've worked in tech for many years, but it's really, I would say, through social networks. So there's two ways to join. If you join through your Facebook network, our data can scan your Facebook network. If you've got a few hundred friends, your friends are talking to each other, it's a real profile, then you're likely to be a real person. Similarly, if you join with your mobile number, that's linking to your SIM card, and that's sort of a sense of verification. So yeah, it's really through social networks.
So there's a level of verification involved?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And how big do you think the market will be? Because presumably you're starting in Lagos and then sort of cascading out from there.
Well, I mean, we're actually starting from London, but London and then Lagos next as
Okay.
well. And in terms of the market size, so there are no official research numbers. China's market is valued at just under 200 million, similar to India's market. So I estimate it's about 156 million when we look at online dating and networking for global Africans. So a really
And that's number of people or dollars?
Dollars.
Dollars. So how does the business model work? How do you get to accumulate those dollars?
That's very interesting. So obviously, just to begin with, it's a freemium model. Mm-hmm. So I mean, we're going to test that for a while and introduce the premium, the premium mode. But then one thing we're definitely looking at is personalized dating experience. So it's a thing where in our culture we're very, what's your job? What do you do? And people do want to get married. So we're definitely honing in on that, that need to get married. So that's definitely how one of the ways we're planning on, getting the dollars.
Right.
So in essence, it will be, like Ray said, it's a freemium model. So it will be free for anyone to join and to make a profile and to connect and speak with people. But then there's a number of sort of premier upgrade options.
Yeah.
And that's where we're really using the diversity of the culture. So kind of understanding that some people will be happy just to go on and meet lots of different people, but within our culture we tend to be very specific. So somebody might say, well, they really must be a Christian, or they must be from this specific tribe, or even, for example, well, pretty much I think the first app in the world that will be collecting sickle cell genotype as well, which is like a very big thing kind of within the culture. So there are also some people who maybe for their blood type are already incompatible with big sections of the population. And when we look at perhaps other communities like the Jewish community, where they also have sort of certain genetic traits, and they've been very systematic about helping the people still match and overcome that. So there'll be sort of certain features, I guess, that are tying into the culture that you'll pay a subscription per month and be able to upgrade.
And as a percentage, what do you think the amount of business in London versus the amount of business in, say, Lagos will be? What's the...
So I think purely on a numbers play, it's sub-Saharan Africa will definitely be the largest market, I guess, with 180 million. And once we sort of segment that down, we sort of see about 40 million people being within the socio-economic group and also having a mobile phone that's going to be sophisticated enough to use it. So we see the main market in sub-Saharan Africa, but then also London and then the east coast of America.
Yeah, diaspora markets in
Exactly.
effect. And are you looking for investment?
Great question. Yes, we are. So our beta launch is set for July this year. We're launching on Android first, with iOS to follow 2 months later. So we think with the beta coming out, and we've got like a few thousand people already pre-registered to use it. So yeah, we're absolutely looking to raise a seed round back end of this year.
What sort of money?
So we're looking for about 250
Yeah.
initially to raise the seed and then scale from there.
And if we were having this conversation in 2 or 3 years' time, what would be the size and scale of what we were talking about?
By a 5-year financial projection, it should be about, I think it's like 2.3 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
Million.
And that's where you'll be then. Yeah.
Yes.